Good afternoon and good evening, because you're all connected all around the world. So thank you all for being here for the second edition of Explore Tech from Natixis CIB. My name is Frédéric Doizan, and it's a real pleasure to facilitate this edition. I also have to tell you that we are blessed today. We are blessed because we have a high-level cast of experts to talk about the tech, all gathered at the same time for you, for this event. I say at the same time, but not at the same place. Some of them are here, and some of them are remotely in New York. We'll talk about, of course, tech, blockchains, NFTs, metaverse, you name it, and not only. As you can understand, Natixis CIB aims to support companies in their tech transition and innovation. And now, to open officially this moment, please welcome the co-head of Natixis CIB, Anne-Christine Champion, and Patrick Rovillois, head of Tech Hub Natixis CIB.
Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon. Very pleased to see you all today in the room, or digitally, or virtually. It's a pleasure to welcome you to this second edition of the Explore Tech, which we launched last year for Natixis CIB. We have a very intense program this afternoon with 3 roundtables. And I'd like to thank already all the speakers who have accepted to join us today to share their vision, their idea. 3 roundtables on new tech innovation, digital assets, and corporate tech transition. So when we launched this Explore Tech initiative last year, that was still in the mid of COVID crisis, and we were saying that the world was changing constantly with waves of this COVID health. We shared the view and the message at that time that the pandemic had accelerated the development and the investment in technologies. And indeed, this is what we've seen. In 2021, 625 billion have been invested in startups, which was twice the amount invested in 2020. And indeed, the new technologies, and especially the deep tech, has really changed the way we operate, the way we work, the way we live. This year, in terms of the context of this edition, we can say that the world has, again, dramatically changed. 2 elements that I would like to share with you. The first, in terms of economics, the global inflation. The second being the global warming. On the global inflation, we are really transitioning from a world which was not really normal, by the way, a world of low interest rate, even negative interest rate in some regions, and a very low inflation, to a world of high inflation, positive interest rate, and we are not yet in the stable state. We are still oscillating in various situations linked to that, transitioning to this new world and this new economic environment. The second element, which has changed as well dramatically, is really the global warming, and not the global warming per se, that hasn't changed, but the awareness and the consciousness of global warming impact. And I think all of us through the summer have lived either fires in France or elsewhere in Europe, and even China. So it's not only Europe. In China, 50% of the country has been suffering droughts during the summer. And so the awareness socially, economically, has really changed in that respect, and is making also this context different to what it was even 8 months ago. So our ambition at Natixis CIB remains what we told you last year, which is to support our clients in the major transitions that our world is facing, be it environmental, social, or digital transitions. And to support our clients, whether they are tech-accelerated corporates, and in this case, it's about unlocking values of the tech transition. It's also about exploring innovative areas like digital assets, which we will discuss as well this afternoon. Clients, whether they are also new tech companies, supporting these clients to raise capital, equity or debt, or big tech or financial sponsors, which are also very active in the sector. And to do that, we are leveraging on the ecosystem of the BPC group. At BPC level, we have Nextinov and Neo Business, which are two very active groups everywhere in France. And we have as well the M&A networks that we have built with Clipperton, Natixis Partners or Salomon Partners, very active as well on the tech side. And in the asset management, Ventures, for instance, which is also a key player. And so in the teams of the CIB, we decided also to launch Tech Hub, which Patrick will present in a minute. Patrick Rouvillois is heading the Tech Hub and will tell you more in a minute. Just a few examples of what we have achieved this year in terms of this tech ambition to support our clients. Clipperton advised the acquisition of l'Addition, so advised l'Addition in its acquisition by Française des Jeux. L'Addition is a leading hospitality POS solution, and Française des Jeux has the ambition to become a leading proximity payment collection and processing network player. And here we have a large corporate growth company joining forces to emerge as a leader and to support this leadership position. We have as well for BPC, Clipperton and Natixis Partners, advised BPC, who decided to join forces together with Swile, which is a unicorn in the world tech sector, to become a global leader in employee benefits and work techs. So here as well, example of very different animals joining forces in this tech world. We've also been financing a number of players. It can be corporate financing, but also asset finance, which for a growth company can be very powerful in terms of raising non-recourse or raising debt very early stage. Or in the energy sector and related to the energy transition, we have been leading the IPO of Hafner Energy, which has a very innovative waste to hydrogen technology. So many opportunities to support our clients. As a CIB, we see really our role as a cog to channel capital from the financial institutions to the real economy to address the transition that I mentioned, and this is what we are aiming at. So I think this afternoon is a very good opportunity to discuss the challenges, but also the opportunities that the tech transition is providing, and also in this new context that I just described, to see whether it gives more opportunities, more challenges, and how the players are addressing all this. So I hope and I wish you a very good afternoon, very fruitful discussion, and thank you all for this.
Thank you very much, Anne-Christine. Patrick.
Hello and welcome to this afternoon of sharing and discussion. It's also an event which is in fact a birthday celebration, the first birthday of the Tech Hub, which is a team and I would say a company-wide effort to adapt the value proposition of Natixis to new tech. By new tech, what do we mean? Well, we first mean obviously technologies, including digital and deep tech, in so many different sectors, obviously not just the tech sectors, but automotive, consumer goods, retail, luxury, etc. But beyond technology, it's also new ways of working, new ways of getting organized and financed, mostly inspired by startup and tech ventures. So in the Tech Hub, we are working in the US, in Europe, in Asia, to better support startups, scale-ups, big tech and tech-accelerated corporates with service ranging from IPO, advisory and M&A, debt and equity financing, all the way to wealth management and trade finance. We are working also in a kind of a different way, so on innovative new topics like utility and security tokens or the metaverse or venture debt. We are working with our clients in a project mode. So we are setting up dedicated team and we are building together the best solution tailored to the need of our clients. Now, if we look at this afternoon, is obviously a time for all of us to step back and reflect and share thoughts on what's happening in tech today. If we look back at the last, I would say, 10 quarters, probably, the new tech ecosystem has been going through incredible changes. From boosted valuation because of the pandemic to what is today a crypto winter and a dried up IPO pipeline nowadays. So what does that mean for the coming quarters? What does that mean for the rest of the decade? That's what we will be going to be discussing in the coming 4 hours. So what is the agenda of today? First, we will start with the results of an exclusive survey we have conducted on a worldwide basis during the summer, interviewing 500 companies to understand the state of corporate tech transition and where does new tech stand in that scheme. Then we will shift gear and we will have 3 roundtables of 1 hour each. The first one will discuss where tech innovation is going compared to the last 10 years, what's been learned and what's to be expected. Then we have a break of 30 minutes and go into the second roundtable, which will look at digital assets, cryptocurrencies, tokenization, NFT, metaverse. Where are the massive investments made so far steering the industry? And third roundtable will be on corporate tech transition, where we will bring together speakers combining the experience of transforming their own organization with the expertise of others, actually helping others to do so. Finally, we will conclude with the day with our CEO, Nicolas Namias, who will share his perspective, and then we will have a cocktail. So thanks again for being with us, and enjoy the afternoon.
All right,
thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Only one sentence comes to my mind: how can you be so lucky? I mean, and you're going to see all this high level of people that are going to come and talk about tech right away. It means also that please don't hesitate to ask questions. There will be some moment for that Q&A session. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I'm sure you're bold. I'm sure you're not going to be afraid to be in front of a mic and just ask a question. Just, to tease the thing.